Hi everyone, I'm Kyle, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to become a millionaire. No clickbait, no gimmicks, no special tricks, just the real life steps that you can take to have $1 million in your bank account. There are two basic ways to make $1 million. One is quickly over a short period of time, and the other is slowly over a long period of time. My basic rule, which I'll talk about, is you have to consistently take correct action over a period of time. First, before I go any further, I have to address a common misconception among Christians about the sinfulness of having money. Being rich is not inherently evil. God does not condemn having money or wealth. It is a blessing that He gives. However, He does condemn making money more important in your heart than He is. 1 Timothy 6:10 says that the love of money, or the fondness of money, is the root of all kinds of evil. It says that many who have coveted after money and wealth have strayed from believing and have caused themselves all kinds of sorrow and pain because of their love for riches. So I'm not making this video because I believe that you or I will attain happiness or contentment as long as we make a certain amount of money. That seems to be something that wealthy people consistently agree on. Having lots of money in itself won't bring you satisfaction. I am making this video because as long as you have the right attitude, which is an attitude of humility and of seeking God first, no matter what your bank account says, it's good to attain wealth and to work hard to earn a lot of money. If you know your relationship with Christ and He is first in your life, it's not wrong to want to become wealthy. I may sound like I'm repeating myself, but this is so important that the rest of the video doesn't even matter and will be of no help to you whatsoever unless you understand and agree with what I'm saying here. Your spiritual wealth, which is your relationship with Christ, will always be more important than your material wealth. If your material wealth becomes more important, then, as Paul says, you will cause yourself all kinds of sorrow and pain. So always remind yourself of that and have an accountability partner to keep you honest and remind you of your priorities and offer to do the same for them. Now that we've established that, let's talk a little bit about how to actually make $1 million. Like I said at the beginning of this video, there are two basic ways to make the million. First, you can make the money quickly over a short period of time. This is usually the case with lottery winners or super successful businessmen or entrepreneurs who either create a business which quickly becomes wildly successful or they move up the ranks in a business because of multiple conditions and circumstances. While not entirely impossible, these are extremely rare and are not the focus of this video. This video is for the average person who wants to use the resources and circumstances they have right now to become wealthy. This leads me into the second basic way to make that $1 million. This way is to make money slowly over a long period of time. This is the way that is tried and true, it's consistent and reliable, and it's the way the majority of first-generation millionaires made their wealth. I know it doesn't fit into our culture's instant gratification mindset, but that's the reality. That's a reality that we all have to face sooner or later. The sooner we face it, the more opportunity we have to actually be productive and take real and measurable steps towards a big goal. The basic idea behind making $1 million this way is the idea of consistently taking correct actions over a long period of time. This is called habit. The three key words here are consistent, correct actions, and time. If just one of these three is missing, the formula doesn't work. You can consistently take correct actions for a short time, but that won't do you much good in the long run if you quit early. You can take consistently poor actions over time, but that will just leave you worse off than before. And you can sporadically take correct actions over time, but you won't have much to show for it in the end if you're not consistent. All three elements are essential if you want to succeed. Let's break it down. Let's say you're 30 years old and you want to make $1 million by the time you're 60. Let's also say that you're starting from scratch and you haven't invested any money anywhere. First of all, if you're out of debt, you have a 401k, and if your employer matches some of your contributions, Start contributing to it now. You'll want to completely maximize your company's match. By this, I mean that you'll want to contribute at least the percentage of your income that they'll match. For example, if your company matches up to 5% of your income and you contribute 5% of your income to your 401k, your employer will put in just as much money as you did. That's called free money. And the reason employers do this is because it incentivizes their employees to work harder and stay around longer. However, not everyone has a 401k and an employer match. That's fine. If you don't, let's say you invest in some mutual funds that you put in a Roth IRA. That's what I personally would recommend. I'm going to assume that an average annual rate of return to be about 10%. Some people will say that's too high. Some people will say that's too low. The truth is you really can't know for sure what the future will hold, and it also depends on which specific mutual funds you choose. But over the past century, the S&P 500, which is considered one of the most accurate measures of the stock market, has averaged over 12% return. So I'm going to say that as long as you keep your money in for the long term, a 10% return is totally reasonable, if not even lowballing it. You'll definitely want to talk with a financial advisor about your specific options. Every person's situation is different, and a quality advisor can really help you find the best options for yourself and your family. In order to have $1 million by the time you're 60, you will need to contribute $500 per month from now until then. I know that may seem like a lot of money, but I believe it's totally doable if you know how to budget your money wisely. Even if you make $25,000 a year, it'd be tight, but that still leaves you $1,500 a month for you to live on. With the compound interest your money is earning, your investment will grow slowly at first, but each year it will pick up a little more speed. You won't actually earn the majority of the million until the last 10 years of your 30-year process. That is why it is so important to start early and stay consistent. The compound interest will cause your money to grow rapidly later on. Now, my favorite part about compound interest is that if you hit that $1 million mark at age 60 and immediately stop making contributions, that $1 million will grow all by itself into $2 million by age 67. You just earned another $1 million in 7 years without doing a single thing. That is the magic of compound interest. And of course, I know everyone's situation is different. Not all of you are 30 and debt-free. I understand that. And you may need to up your intensity depending on your situation and your own specific goals. But this only works if you are consistent about making your contributions regularly. Like I said, it's about taking correct action. That would be contributing your money into wisely considered investments consistently over a period of time. If this becomes a habit, it can quickly become addicting. It can be tempting to sacrifice everything else for the sake of investing and earning more money. This is because the process works if you stick to it. But like I mentioned earlier in this video, if your desire for more money becomes greater than your desire for God and for His will, you will only end up with emptiness and dissatisfaction, no matter how much money you have. I don't want you to fall into that trap that we so easily fall into. Be on guard always, keeping watch for greed trying to creep in. Read and study your Bible every day. Communicate with God through prayer, and always be asking Him to help you develop and deepen your relationship with Him. If you have any of your own experiences investing money or keeping God first in your heart, please comment below. I would love to see what you have to say. If you got anything out of this video, please like it, and if you'd like to see more videos like this, subscribe. All glory goes to God who created you and me and is faithful to us every day. Until next time, God bless.